The offseason silence in Charlotte has just been shattered. We are witnessing a fundamental shift in philosophy within the Carolina Panthers front office, and General Manager Dan Morgan is not wasting a single second. We have breaking reports regarding the backfield and the quarterback room that signal a completely new direction for this franchise. This is not just roster churning, this is a statement of intent. Before we break down the intel that just hit my desk, I need you to step up for the team. We are on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. If you love this team, hit that subscribe button right now.
We begin with a developing situation in the Panthers' backfield that has significant implications for our offensive identity moving forward. General Manager Dan Morgan, speaking just yesterday, February 25th, has officially declared that running back Rico Dowdle will be given the freedom to test the free agency market. This is a definitive move. According to reports coming directly from the Charlotte Observer, while the door has not been completely slammed shut on a potential return, the organization is actively evaluating younger options to populate the running back room. Let's break down exactly what this means from a transactional standpoint first. When a general manager publicly states a player is testing the market, it is often code for, "We are looking for an upgrade, but we will keep your number if we strike out." This is the cold, hard reality of the NFL salary cap era, specifically regarding the running back position. The Panthers are looking at the analytics, they are looking at the age curve, and they are making a calculated gamble. But let me switch gears and talk to you about what this really means for the heart of this team. We are talking about a league where continuity matters, yet here we are potentially waving goodbye to talent in favor of the unknown. Dan Morgan is telling us that youth is the priority. He is telling us that fresh legs matter more than proven commodity in this specific instance. But I have to ask the question, is this the right time to get younger at a position that requires grit, toughness, and pass protection? Rico Dowdle is a player who fights for every single yard. When you look at the film, you see a guy who does not go down on first contact. And now the Panthers are saying, go ahead, see what is out there. It is a risky game of poker. If he finds a suitor willing to pay, he is gone. If he doesn't, does he come back to Charlotte feeling undervalued? This is the human element of the business that we cannot ignore. The Charlotte Observer report is critical here because it highlights the specific desire for younger options. This signals that the scouting department has identified a deep class of running backs, either in the draft or the lower tiers of free agency, that they believe can replicate production at a fraction of the cost. It is Moneyball in the backfield. But let's be clear, when you remove a piece from the puzzle, you put more pressure on the other guys. You put more pressure on the offensive line to open bigger holes because you might be bringing in a rookie who doesn't know the blocking schemes yet. You put more pressure on the coaching staff to get a new guy up to speed by week 1. Dan Morgan is not afraid to shake the tree, and this move with Dowdle is proof positive that no roster spot is safe if the value isn't right. The market for running backs is brutal, we know this. It is a depreciating asset class in the eyes of many executives. However, for a team trying to establish a physical identity, letting a guy walk out the door is always a gamble. You are betting on your ability to replace him. You are betting that the grass is greener on the other side. And if you are wrong, if the run game stalls because you tried to get too cute with the roster age, then the fans are going to look back at this moment and ask why we didn't secure the talent we had. This is a pivotal decision. It sets the tone for the entire free agency period. It tells every agent in the league that the Panthers are price-sensitive and youth-focused. But if you think the upheaval in the backfield is the only major storyline, you are sorely mistaken. The running back room is one thing, but the most important position in sports is about to face a massive shakeup that nobody saw coming. We need to talk about the quarterback room immediately.
Listen, this is the level of insider analysis and passionate debate you are only going to find right here. We are tracking Dan Morgan's every move. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, subscribe now. If you thought the running back news was significant, this next update changes the entire complexion of the quarterback room. This Thursday, February 26th, on the Pat McAfee Show, General Manager Dan Morgan confirmed something that has the league buzzing. The Carolina Panthers are receiving active trade calls regarding the availability of veteran quarterback Andy Dalton. This is not a rumor, this is confirmation from the GM himself. Furthermore, my colleague Adam Schefter at ESPN has reported that the team is actively looking to rejuvenate the backup quarterback position, which makes a trade not just possible, but increasingly probable. Let's look at the strategic implications here. Andy Dalton is the consummate professional. He is the red rifle. He has been a starter in this league for over a decade. He brings stability, mentorship, and a steady hand. So why are teams calling?
Because in a league starved for quarterback play, a competent veteran is worth his weight in gold. Teams that feel they are a quarterback away or teams that need a bridge starter are looking at Charlotte and seeing an asset. And Dan Morgan, he is listening. And frankly, he should be listening. If you can get draft capital for a backup quarterback who is in the twilight of his career, you have to consider it. That is smart business. That is how you build a war chest. Schefter's report about rejuvenating the position is the key phrase here. It means the Panthers want a backup who might have some upside, someone younger who can grow with the system, rather than a mentor who is nearing retirement. But let me inject some passion into this conversation. Are we sure we want to trade away the safety net? We have a young franchise quarterback who needs guidance. Andy Dalton has seen every defense, every blitz package, every coverage disguise the NFL has to offer. You cannot put a price tag on that kind of wisdom in the meeting room. Trading Andy Dalton is a bold move that screams confidence in the starter, but it also removes the most reliable insurance policy this team has. If the starter goes down, do you want a rejuvenated young kid coming in, or do you want the guy who has thrown over 200 touchdowns in this league? This is the debate. Dan Morgan going on Pat McAfee and openly discussing these calls tells me one thing. He is driving up the price. He is letting the league know that Dalton is available, but it's going to cost you. He is using the media to leverage a better deal. It is a masterclass in negotiation, but it is also a high wire act. If you trade Dalton, you better have a plan B that doesn't involve tanking the season if injury strikes. The quarterback market is volatile. One injury in training camp somewhere else could double Dalton's value overnight. The Panthers are sitting on a valuable chip. But the question remains, is the return on the trade worth the loss of leadership? We're talking about the culture of the locker room. Dalton is a guy the players respect. He is a guy who settles the huddle. Replacing that presence is not easy. You can draft a kid with a strong arm, but you cannot draft experience. You cannot draft the poise that comes from 13 years in the NFL. So, as Dan Morgan fields these phone calls, he has to weigh the future against the present. He has to weigh the draft pick he might get against the stability he currently has. It is a fascinating dilemma. It shows that this front office is aggressive, they are active, and they are not afraid to make headlines. They are looking to get younger, faster, and more flexible at every single position, including the most critical one on the field. The implications of a Dalton trade would ripple through the entire draft strategy. It would force the Panthers to use a pick or sign a young free agent to fill that void. This is a domino effect waiting to happen.
This is a decisive moment for the Carolina Panthers. We are seeing a clear strategy emerge: youth, flexibility, and asset accumulation. Dan Morgan is not sitting on his hands. He is testing the market with Rico Dowdle, and he is fielding offers for Andy Dalton. These are moves that change the fabric of the team. I need to know what you think. Is trading Andy Dalton a mistake, or is it the smart play to get younger? And should we bring Dowdle back, or is it time for fresh blood? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I read every single one. We are building something special here. Keep pounding.